What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. We have some exciting stuff to go over today. With Vanilla Fresh coming up in the next week, we want to go over all of the classes, right? We need to figure out which class you're going to play in this relaunch. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be packed on launch day, so picking the right class and sticking to it instead of having to re-roll at level 8 or 10 is going to be pretty essential to being able to pass that initial group of people and get ahead of the curve here. So in today's video, we'll be breaking down each of the 9 classes in Vanilla WoW, exploring their strengths, weaknesses, and unique playstyles. Whether you're a seasoned player or diving into Classic for the first time, this guide will help you find a class that matches your goals in PvE, PvP, and beyond. We'll be covering how each class performs in leveling, dungeons, raids, and the unpredictable chaos of PvP. And by the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of what each class has to offer, and more importantly, which one fits your playstyle. Also, before we jump into anything here, guys, if you are going to be leveling a character on Fresh and you're looking for a leveling guide that doesn't break your bank account, check out my link in the description below. Rested XP is a fantastic guide. It will help you level up super fast and super efficiently, and using my link earns me a commission, so I appreciate the support. So without further ado, let's dive in and start with the ever-popular Hunter. The Hunter is a standout choice for anyone who enjoys a mix of ranged combat, pet management, and versatility. Hunters excel at solo play and are an ideal pick for players who want to level quickly and farm efficiently. And when it comes to leveling, Hunters are arguably the best in the game. Their pets act as tanks, soaking up damage while you pick off enemies from a distance. Early on, you gain access to Aspect of the Cheetah, which enhances your movement speed and makes questing an absolute breeze. Combined with the bestial swiftness, your mobility is unmatched. Hunters are also incredibly cost efficient, as their low gear dependency means you won't have to spend much on repairs or upgrades. But Hunters aren't just about efficiency, they're about precision and skill. With mechanics like the 8-yard dead zone, pet positioning, and optimizing your rotation, there's a surprising depth to master. For instance, balancing auto shot timing with movement and cooldowns can significantly boost your performance in combat. At level 60, Hunters shine in farming. Before Dire Maul releases, Princess runs in Maraudon are one of the best gold-making methods in the game. Skilled Hunters can farm 1,000 gold for their epic mount faster than almost any other class in the game. In raids, Hunters play a crucial utility role with Tranquilizing Shot for boss mechanics and kiting capabilities. While their DPS isn't as high as other pure DPS classes like mages or rogues, their smooth, rewarding gameplay makes up for it. Hunters also dominate in PvP. With a suite of control tools like Scattershot, Freezing Trap, and Wing Clip, you're a nightmare for melee opponents, and this is really true. Let's not forget the joy of taming pets with unique abilities, adding an extra layer of customization to your playstyle. If you love ranged combat and utility, the Hunter is just a fantastic choice. Now moving on to the Priest. The Priest stands out as the quintessential healer in Vanilla WoW, offering an unparalleled toolkit for supporting groups. Whether you're diving into dungeons, leading a raid, or melting faces in PvP, the Priest can do it all. At level 60, Priests are often expected to take on healing roles. They excel as raid healers with strong single-target heals, efficient damage mitigation shields, and decent healing over time effects. In most raid environments, Priests are at the top of the healing meters, cementing their reputation as one of the most powerful healers in the game. However, the Priest isn't a one-trick pony. As a Shadow Priest, you become a devastating DPS option. The spec's efficiency in damage output and sustain makes it a strong contender for leveling and PvP. With abilities like Vampiric Embrace for healing through damage and Shadow Word Pain for efficient dot damage, Shadow Priests have smooth, consistent leveling time. One downside to leveling as a Priest is their lack of mobility. Unlike Hunters and Druids, Priests can't rely on increased movement speed or stealth to bypass mobs, so they may level a little bit slower. But their survivability and resource efficiency, especially with improved wand damage, compensate for that drawback. In PvP, Priests shine in multiple roles. Shadow Priests are notorious for their burst damage, often earning the nickname Face Melters. Meanwhile, Discipline and Holy Priests offer powerful support but can be vulnerable if focused due to their lack of mobility. Regardless of the spec, Priests bring incredible utility to Battlegrounds with abilities like Mana Burn, Psychic Scream, and Power Word Shield. If you enjoy a versatile class that can dominate both PvE and PvP, the priest is an absolute excellent choice. Next up on our list we have the druid, or the jack of all trades. Druids are the Swiss Army knife in World of Warcraft, capable of filling nearly every role in the game. While underrepresented, druids have a unique and rewarding playstyle that makes them a hidden gem. Feral druids are some of the fastest levelers in vanilla, second only to hunters. Their high mobility, low gear dependence, and ability to stealth through tricky areas gives them a huge advantage. They're also incredibly self-sufficient, with healing abilities that allow them to recover between fights without any downtime at all. At level 60, druids are often pigeonholed into healing, but they bring exceptional utility to raids with abilities like Innervate and Rebirth, the game's only combat resurrection. While they may not top the healing meters, druids excel in mana efficiency and raid-wide support. In PvP, druids are slippery and hard to pin down. Feral/restoration hybrids are particularly effective, acting as durable flag carriers in Warsong Gulch. Their ability to heal, shapeshift, and escape sticky situation makes them a nightmare for opponents. Druids may not be the most popular choice, but their flexibility and unique playstyle make them an incredibly rewarding pick for most dedicated players. Next up on the list, my personal favorite, the warrior. The warrior is the epitome of strength and resilience in vanilla WoW. Warriors are a go-to choice for players who love high-impact melee combat, tanking, or dealing devastating damage with a greatsword or axe in hand. Leveling as a warrior can be challenging, as the class is heavily gear dependent. Without good weapons, your kill speed slows dramatically, and you'll find yourself taking a lot of damage, which can lead to downtime for eating or bandaging. However, if you manage to get a solid weapon early on, the leveling process becomes far smoother. Key abilities like Overpower help maintain a satisfying combat rhythm, and Berserker Rage allows you to break free from fear effects. At max level, warriors truly come into their own. Protection warriors are the premier tanks in vanilla WoW, being essential for every raid. With abilities like Shield Block, Taunt, and Last Stand, they excel at holding aggro and surviving devastating hits from bosses. As a tank, your role will often define the success or failure of your raid. For DPS-minded players, Fury Warriors are among the top damage dealers in the game. The dual-wielding frenzy of Fury Spec, combined with buffs like Battle Shout and Critical Strike synergy from Flurry, makes them devastating in raids. However, they require top gear to reach their full potential. In PvP, warriors are deadly but require support to shine. With abilities like Charge, Mortal Strike, and Hamstring, you can dominate opponents in melee. However, without proper healing or crowd control support, warriors can struggle to stay alive in team fights. If you love melee combat and don't shy away from a challenge, warriors are the pick for you. Moving on to my second favorite class in the game, the Warlock. The Warlock is a dark spellcaster who specializes in damage over time spells, curses, and demonic companions. Warlocks are perfect for players who enjoy complex resource management and a mix of utility and destruction. Leveling as a Warlock is smooth and efficient. Your demons, particularly the Voidwalker, act as tanks, allowing you to safely whittle down enemies with Corruption, Shadow Bolt, and Drain Life. With abilities like Life Tap, which converts health to mana, Warlocks have almost no downtime while leveling. Plus, you gain a free mount at level 40, saving a huge amount of gold compared to other classes. At max level, Warlocks are valued in raids for their consistent DPS and utility. Spells like Curse of Elements and Curse of Weakness provide critical raid-wide debuffs, while Soul Stones and Health Stones are life-saving tools for your group. Shadow Bolt spam, though simplistic in rotation, is devastating when geared properly. Warlocks are also terrifying in PvP. With abilities like Fear, Death Coil, and Howl of Terror, you can control opponents while whittling them down with your dots. The Soul Link spec provides incredible survivability, making Warlocks a very tough opponent to kill. If you enjoy commanding pets, casting destructive magic, and controlling the battlefield, the Warlock might be the right pick for you. Next up on our list, we want to talk about the Mage. Mages are the quintessential glass cannons in vanilla WoW, capable of dishing out devastating damage while remaining fragile. They're perfect for players who love high DPS, powerful crowd control, and a touch of utility. Leveling as a mage can be incredibly fast, especially if you learn to AoE farm with Frost Nova and Blizzard. While they can be squishy, mages excel at controlling the battlefield, with abilities like Polymorph to neutralize threats and Frostbolt to kite enemies around. The convenience of conjuring food and water also reduces your downtime dramatically, making mages one of the most self-sufficient classes in the game. In raids, mages are a top-tier DPS, especially in the Frost spec early on, and Fire spec later as gear and debuff limits improve. Spells like Arcane Power, Pyroblast, and Ignite give them incredible burst potential. Mages are also invaluable for their utility, providing portals, polymorph, and decurse for their group. In PvP, mages are kings of control and burst. Frost mages in particular excel at keeping enemies at bay with slows and freezes while unleashing devastating combos of damage. A well-timed counterspell or blink can turn the tide of any fight. If you love being the high DPS caster with plenty of tricks up your sleeve, Mage is definitely the way to go. Next on the list, let's talk about the Rogue. The Rogue is the master of stealth and precision, excelling in single target damage and control. Rogues are ideal for players who love sneaky, high-risk, high-reward gameplay. Leveling as a rogue can be a bit tricky early on due to their lack of self-healing and reliance on positioning. However, as you unlock abilities like Cheap Shot, Kidney Shot, and Eviscerate, combat becomes smoother and way more satisfying. Pickpocket also allows you to earn gold efficiently, making rogues a lucrative choice. At level 60, rogues are highly sought after in both PvE and PvP. In raids, rogues deal incredible single target damage, particularly when spec'd into combat using swords. Their ability to kick enemy casters and sap enemies in dungeons also provides critical utility. In PvP, rogues are unmatched duelists. The stealth-based playstyle allows you to choose your battles, and with tools like Blind, Vanish, and Gouge, you can reset fights and catch your opponent off guard. If you love high skill ceiling and dominating in PvP, Rogue is the perfect class for you to play. Another one of my favorites, let's talk about the Paladin. The Paladin is the paragon of defense and support, excelling in buffing allies and outlasting enemies. Paladins are great for players who enjoy tanking, healing, or being an immovable force in PvP. Leveling as a Paladin is slow, but it is steady. You rely heavily on just auto attacks, and while your damage may feel pretty underwhelming, your survivability is just unmatched. Abilities like Seal of Command, Judgment, and Lay on Hands give you the tools to grind efficiently without needing much downtime. At max level, Paladins are definitely pigeonholed into healing in raids, as their Holy Spec provides incredible mana efficiency with Blessing of Light and Holy Shock. However, Protection Paladins are an excellent dungeon tank with superior AoE threat generation when spec'd into Consecrate. And Rep Paladins can deal respectable DPS with the right gear. In PvP though, Paladins are incredibly durable, thanks to Divine Shield and Blessing of Freedom, which may counter many forms of crowd control. Retribution Paladins can deal surprising burst damage, while Holy Paladins are nearly impossible to kill. If you value durability and group support, the Paladin is a strong choice for you. Now last but certainly not least, the Shaman. The Shaman is a versatile hybrid class, capable of dealing damage, healing, and providing incredible utility to their group. Shamans are perfect for horde players who love a jack-of-all-trades class with very impactful abilities. Leveling as a Shaman is efficient thanks to their totems, Earthshock, and self-healing with Healing Wave. Shamans also benefit from mobility with Ghost Wolf, which you can acquire at level 20. At max level, Shamans are valued in raids for their totems like Wind Fury Totem, which boosts melee DPS significantly. While Restoration Shamans are the most common spec in raids, Elemental and Enhancement Shamans can also shine with the right gear and support. In PvP, Shamans excel at burst damage, particularly with Elemental Mastery and Chain Lightning. Their utility spells like Purge and Grounding Totem make them a valuable choice for the team. If you love versatility and adaptability, the Shaman is the right choice for you. All right, that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this brief breakdown of every class, and I hope that I helped you lean towards a certain direction of what you're going to be playing in the upcoming Vanilla Fresh. There's a lot of hype surrounding this, and people absolutely love jumping in on a fresh vanilla server. There's going to be a lot of people out in the world, so if you're playing on a PvP server, make sure you pick something that you're going to be excited to PvP with. But anyways, if this video helped you, drop a like, drop some comments down below, let me know what you're going to be playing in this upcoming Fresh, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next time I post a video, and follow me over on Twitch if you want to watch us live. We're going to be doing Hardcore and Vanilla Fresh at the same time. I stream on Twitch Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a link in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.